Welcome to Creator Review, the series that really needs to start reviewing creators with more to say about themselves. This episode's creator is Snowbound. Snowbound is a creator who made 5 rated levels back in 1.9, and as far as I know, a couple 2.0 ones. I found them by stumbling across their oldest level when I was star grinding for the Kirby Swing Copter, and thought they'd make for a pretty good creator review. So I sat down about a week ago as of writing this and beat their 5 levels. Let's get started. All Your Base is a cool level. It's ungodly static, but that's mostly fine. This was also made for Etzer's CC2, so I don't know that if that might have been also a restriction put onto him by Etzer, but whatever. It won the contest, so that's pretty nice. The gameplay is also pretty nice. It's a bit boring near the end, but the wave is super fun, and the cube, the first cube, is pretty creative. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 7. It's solid. The deco is pretty good, I'll also give it a 7. The block design is genuinely pretty impressive for 1.9, and the plants in the wave are genuinely a super creative idea. Still, the last part is the same as the first, and the ship is pretty boring as well. The sync is serviceable, let's go 4. It has some nice moments and is overall solid for 1.9. Originality is weird, the only truly original stuff here is the deco in the first cube and pretty much the entire wave. Let's say 3 out of 5 here. Final score, 21 out of 30. Daydreams is a solid level. In my opinion, it's definitely the worst level in Snowbound's catalog, but that's besides the point. The gameplay is surprisingly unsight readable for a 3-star, I'll go right down the middle for a 5. The deco is pretty derivative of All Your Base, and some of the colors, especially in the last cube, do not mesh. Let's say 5 again. The sync is actually super good. The song definitely helps, and it's clear Snowbound really tried with the sync here, and it did pay off. Let's go with another 5. The originality is pretty nothing, very All Your Base again, but there is some original stuff like the deco and the dual cube near the end. Sure, here's an originality point. Final score, 17 out of 30. A New Era is genuinely super cool. It's a collab with Pineapple and uses a deco style that I really like. Having most of the blocks dark and the accents being the colors is genuinely so good. Snow's wave is so damn good as well. Can I just give this a 10 for deco? I mean, there's just something about it that's so good, but it's not that perfect. Pineapple's ship and UFO parts don't have super good colors, so I'll just give it a 9. It's still amazing. The gameplay is fine, it's pretty fun and syncs well, let's go with a 7. The sync is really good again, really the only part that doesn't sync super well is Pineapple's ship and UFO, 4 out of 5. The originality is fine, Snow's wave is a definite standout, and I haven't seen many 1.9 levels use this style before this one, besides like Tartarus, if that existed at the time? I don't know. This was also either made or updated in 2.0 to add coins. I'm gonna go for updated in 2.0 rather than made, since otherwise it'd have a lot of moving objects and just general 2.0 stuff like robots, and it just doesn't. Whatever, here's 3 originality points for, at the time, new deco style and Snow's wave. Final score, 23 out of 30. Volume Uprise is pretty weird. The gameplay is easily the worst of Snowbound's catalog. It's unsight readable and awkward, especially the transitions. It functions fine enough for a 5, but it's so unfun that I'm just gonna dock another point, 4. The deco has pretty bad colors. For example, why does the first part have purple ground, and the colors in the wave don't mesh too well? Here's a 6, since the other parts have good enough deco to land this a bit above the middle. The sync is fine, here's a 3, it's serviceable. The originality. The beginning looks like Snowbound saw that one G-Boy level and said, oh, I'm a creator, I can do that too. So he did it. The UFO sections all feel like I've seen them before too. Whatever, here's 2 originality points for the little actually original stuff in there. Final score, 15. Pompous Captain is a good note to end on. The gameplay is pretty fun, here's a 7 since the first ship and UFO are pretty boring. The deco is where it gets cool. The first cube is so early 2.0 pilled, it's insane. Even down to the moon and stars made out of glow. The rest of the level is super 6 though. 6. As much as the first ship and UFO are boring, the deco really does save the part. Here's another 7. The sync is mediocre. Sync's fine, but isn't anything too special. Here's a 3. As for originality, it's also fine. The first ship and UFO really elevate it, and that last ship looks so good. Screw it, here's 3 originality points. Final score, 20 out of 30. And that's all of Snowbound's catalog. With a final creator score of 6.4 out of 10, it's a shame we didn't get to see much more from him, since it's clear he was pretty talented at creating, and the 5 levels he did make are all solid, as none of them got under 15 out of 30. In general, Snowbound is pretty mysterious, as he seems to have just completely abandoned both the game and his YouTube channel after making his last level, and as far as I know, hasn't made his appearance public on the internet ever since. Oh well, we were left with some solid 1.9 levels to really show what that time period could do, and that's, well, really all. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.